So one of the things that also very much inspired me to get involved into this world of water was my teacher grandmother Fallingleaf gave me an article that was done by the federal government, and it showed over a 2-year period of time how many millions of pounds of toxins were being dumped into our rivers, lakes, and streams, and also out of our sinks. People just using toxic materials, they're going down the sink. And Washington State, where I was living, ranked #1. So this really lit like a fire under my butt. This was like, wow, something's got to be done about this. And back in those days, this was, 23, 25 years ago, it was, the companies were basically gonna get a hand slapped, small little fines because they're still dumping all these chemicals into the water. I believe Washington State probably had to do with all the processing of paper and other wood materials. So this really is like, okay, I gotta be a part of the solution here. And as you know, I was a commercial fisherman at this time, and so I was even playing a part of being a part of the problem too. Because in just about all boats, we have some little oil leaks going on, and they get it in the bilge water, and the bilge water, pumps kick on, it pumps it overboard. And even legally, when you get so many miles out, you can dump all your garbage, and you can pump your, that's been the laws. We humans, we do some really dumbass stuff, but that's how it's been. We're waking up and realizing we got to change our ways. Years ago, we got water from the rivers and streams. We lowered the bucket down the well, and we discovered pumps, and we discovered pipes. And we said, oh, wow, we don't have to do all this work of going getting, schlepping the water in the house. We'll just drill down in the earth. We'll put this pump there. We'll pump it through pipes. We discovered pipes, and we'll bring it out of our tap. Well, this was all great, but we didn't copy nature's way when we did this. We didn't think about copying nature's way. And this is where we missed the mark. So the blades are the first mark we missed by shredding and cutting, by forcing it under high pressure and 90-degree bends, and especially when we use metal pipe, but even plastic, but metal in particular, we rob the natural magnetism from the water. We rob electrons from the water. This is science. And we also, the other mistake is the 50, 60 hertz power line that goes down to our pump, and putting this strong 50, 60 hertz into the water. So basically then our water gets pumped into a pressurized tank where it gets straight-jacketed basically into this pressurized tank and sits there stagnant until you decide to turn the tap on and comes out of the tap. So the water that's down there in the earth before it hits our well pump is definitely different water than what's coming out of our tap. And I have a thesis, and I'd like to back this up in science someday, and I think it will happen, that the feminine, the hydrogen, that feminine not too far down the line says, I don't like this is not nice, and I'm leaving. Well, hydrogen gas can go through just about any material, except for a few, aluminum being one of them. But it can easily go through plastic or metal pipes, okay? And a portion of that feminine is leaving. And this is one of the reasons why 95% of us on the planet today are dehydrated on one level or another, okay? This is one of the reasons, one of the main reasons. Not the only reason, but one of the main reasons. Also, I found some research on Charles Moore, who was sailing across the Pacific Ocean and ran into what is known as the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. I started realizing how much problems we really were at with all the chemicals being dumped in the water, all the garbage that is getting into the oceans and actually being sucked out into this big colossal vortex in the middle of the ocean. And there's basically 5 major gyres in the world: the North Pacific, the South Pacific, the North Atlantic, the South Atlantic, and the Indian Ocean. And so what they're happening is these big colossal vortexes just suck garbage into them, and the garbage just slowly breaks down and breaks down. mostly plastics, all kinds of garbage, human garbage. And this is, of course, causing a huge problem. It's causing a big problem on our planet. Not too many years, down the road after this, I started a nonprofit called Project Clean Oceans, which is all about cleaning and supporting the waterways of the planet, educating people more about water. We are waking up realizing we cannot keep robbing the resources from the planet and giving back nothing but pollution. We've all been a part of it on some level or another. Some of us are playing a lesser role than others, but we are all playing a part in this. So it's going to be up to us to make this change. If we wait for our governments to do this or to mandate these changes, we will be waiting too long. We, the people, need to take responsibility for our actions and really think of our children and grandchildren. What kind of world are they going to have here if we keep this disposable world that we've lived in and we're living in? They're packaging a few apples in a plastic bag and all this packaging. It's not sustainable, it's not functional, it's not working for the overall well-being of the whole. It's contaminating the mother of all life, water. And I do feel we will come up with a solution. There's always a way. If there's a way to deplete something, there's always a way to revitalize that something, all right? I have worked on means of how to efficiently and effectively remove the heavy amounts of plastic out of the ocean. Because of the years I worked on the most advanced, sophisticated commercial fishing operations on the planet. Large scale, 180, 200 feet ships, pulling in massive amount, 150,000 pound sausage of fish coming up the stern ramp, we call it. So when you start putting these ideas of how to working with heavy equipment and how we can actually get this plastic out of our oceans, process it right on the ship, just like some of the ships I worked on, more and more we have technology, we can take the clean plastic, turn it into fuel, the cleaner plastic. The dirtier plastic can be turned into building materials. Right? So there's means of how we can even create jobs and create resources out of cleaning up this mess. I will do this, explain this sometime on either a TED Talks or some form of a video, the steps and the equipment needed to do this. This is important. This is an important thing that we do this.